I had to just start by saying what an amazing place Vout-O-Reenee is for a book launch. It seems to get more and more unique each time I come here. So kudos to Sophie Parkin and the Vout-O-Reenee's team for making such a great venue and for turning it over to a bunch of literary types from time to time. So thank you. While I'm thanking people, I also have to mention a few others, not least Ben Henley, Krista Windsheimer, Aniel Medon and Miranda Miller, all of whom commented on various early drafts of the book and made it much better than I could have done on my own, so thank you very much to all of you. But of course, a special thanks to Angel Belsey, who invested in this book and took it on and is publishing it. And anybody who's been following the Dexter's Press story will know that Angel really blazes her own trail in the literary jungle. She doesn't just follow what other people do. And the result of that is a truly unique backlisted book. So please, if you haven't checked out the Dexter's Press backlist, really do so. Because apart from anything else, each book Angel puts out in the world really is a work of art. And talking of works of art, how about this? I think you'll agree it's pretty unforgettable. Just to talk you through it, the central image is this kind of cartoonish, somewhat perhaps even clumsy looking image of a man who appears to be tearing his own face off. And this was produced by a Chilean artist called Eros Espinosa. He works out of the city of Iquique, coastal city in Chile. And he produces a lot of work, some of which is quite disturbing, but all of which is striking. And Angel and I thought that this one actually really captured very well the idea of a man who, having seen something awful, starts to tear himself apart, tear his own life apart. So Angel gave this to the Dexter's Press cover design team, and they tweaked it to make it into a book cover, and what they particularly did, which we liked, was to fragment it into these separate panels, which of course is very reminiscent of graphic novels, of cartoon strips and so forth, which again is pertinent to the book, but also what we liked was this kind of jagged, irregular feeling that it makes you think that maybe here's a man whose life has been utterly shattered into shards and fragments and is now irredeemably broken, which again is perfect for the book, so I was very happy with the cover. I hear you ask, why the cartoon theme, why the graphic novel theme? Well, in brief, the narrator of this book is a 32-year-old Frenchman called Philippe Favrier, and for him, cartoons, graphic art, sequential art, what French call bande dessinée, or the ninth art, these are a big, big part of his life. He's obsessed with them. Unfortunately, another big part of his life is an illness, an unspecified illness, which causes hallucinations, delusions, and so forth. And that's something he struggles with. But another quirk in his character, which is important to know about, is his memory, which he accesses as though it were a physical book, a graphic novel, in fact. So if he wants to make sense of his life, if he wants to work out how something has happened to him, how he comes out to be where he is, it's as though he's picking up a graphic novel, flicking through it, and finding illustrated panels in which he and key people, key aspects of his life are illustrated as in a cartoonish form. Anyway, we catch up with Philippe as he is starting to interrogate this book of memories, what he calls the book, capitalized, starting to interrogate it in earnest and try and find out why and how he ended up in the truly horrific situation in which he finds himself. So chapter 1. To recall the day I first saw another's head on my shoulders is both simple and precise. It is no harder and no less exact than reading a glossy, hard-backed bande dessinée. It is like perusing a flat-packed reel of sequential art and speech bubbles, a book that traps all my sins and sorrows in exaggerated perspective. And the book's font is Lafayette Comic Pro, as used by Marvel Comics and Roy Lichtenstein. Well, of course it is. Look, here is that much-thumbed page. I know it and each of its panels perfectly. I believe I could draw an exact facsimile of the original. Its sequence of images starts with a drone's eye view of Geneva's old city, drawn in three-point perspective. On one of the tiled roofs, light spills from a dormer window. The drone moves closer. We are looking at a bathroom window. A shadow against the obscured glass shows it is occupied. Cut to an inside view. A man is standing in the bathroom. It is I, Philippe Favrier, and my anger is evident. Thick brows beetle, bald head shines, ears steam, teeth grind, and I curse Marilyn in a comic pro whisper. My bladder is close to bursting. The toilet's clean white ceramic invites, but I resist the urge, and with this small rebellion, I defy both body and wife. Why should I be beholden to drugs and doctors forever? Unfair. I clench my fists and shake them at the ceiling. I bring them to my chest and bend into a tense crouch, grimacing with fury. I punch at the air again and again, left hand and right, as fast as I can. I rip a handtowel from its rail and hurl it away. And there, do you see? A corner of the thrown towel catches at the little pedestal mirror on the windowsill. Had I knocked the mirror from the sill and broken it, all would have been well. But I only set it moving. That's all I did, set the mirror moving. And as the mirror rocks and jigs around the vertical, it sways towards that most precious jar that sits next to it, and my speech bubble grows a muted shriek, non! Comic pro, naturally. After all, my whole life has been, is, in so many ways, nothing but a comic strip. Just a long, long comic strip. Just, I say, but oh, the fatal vitality of the ninth art. Look, each panel, demarcated by linear borders and painted in bright primaries, is shot through with the pixelated hues of slow death. Aconite blue and arsenic yellow, bryony red and belladonna black. To turn the book's pages is to see my life extend, frame by printed frame, in all the colours of poison. Could any medium be more vivid? Could any twist the knife more exquisitely? Look again at this page or that. There, Clooney kisses my lovely Marilyn while Eve smirks fatly. There, I vomit into the cold Arve while Lawrence bellows at my back. There, I kneel before the oleander tree in Geneva's Jardin Botanique, as if enthralled to a green-skinned, yellow-eyed, apricot-scented demon. And there, I glance in the mirrored mirror and see another's profile, so familiar and yet so foreign. Damn him, damn me. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Return to the page, Philippe. It wobbles, the mirror. It sways, and it turns on the edge of its circular base, round and round like a flipped coin settling. It seeks the perpendicular but fails to find it. It pushes at the jar. No! It shimmies to the drop. And I grab it before it can lemming its way over the sill's edge to shatter on the tiled floor. My pulse kicks. Suppose it had been that jar, the container that holds the most dear of Marilyn's collection, that had been dislodged. I carefully reposition both jar and mirror on the windowsill. But, and here is the happenstance to note, I replace the mirror both at a different angle and the wrong way around. Instead of being turned to the window, the mirror now faces the room. In the book, Memory's artist makes my clumsiness painfully clear. The mirror's silvered surface, clearly visible, reflects my surroundings. Such glassy images. The beast inside Marilyn, the one that hated her and her beauty, would have erupted at the sight. What had she said to me all those years ago? We have mirrors, Philippe, because sometimes we need them, but they must never be casually displayed. D'accord? Always inside cupboards, or turned to the wall, or otherwise hidden. Only expose them when strictly necessary. And when some strict necessity required her to use one, she would, as penance, bite at the inside of her lip. Later, her kisses would taste of iron, or score her stomach with Eve's knife until the bright blood ran. So, the book's artist shows the pedestal mirror displaying its back-to-front world, and that world includes the closed doors, closed, mark you, of the wall-mounted bathroom cabinet. The other mirror, the one on the inside of the cabinet door, therefore remains hidden, as it should be. Whatever you say, Marion. So how then did it come about that I saw yet did not recognize the face that grew upon my own? Read on, Philippe. And Philippe does read on, but I'll stop there. Thank you very much.